Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Kate and Court's Cozy Corner Romance Readers. We are two very close friends who love to read romance books and romantasy books, and we decided we wanted to talk about them, not just the two of us, but with all of you as well. This is my good friend Court, and we met in 2017 filming a movie called Four Christmases and a Wedding. We are both actors, we are also both moms, and we are both romance reading fans. We are both big readers of
Mhm.
all kinds of books. And Court is going to talk a little bit more about romance and romantasy.
Yes, welcome to King Court's Cozy Corner Romance Books. As Kate said, we are both romance, romantasy reading lovers. We're both moms and then we're both actors. And then on top of that, I am also a bookseller because I love books so much. I wanted to have more to do with my day to day. And on top of that, Kate and I are also writing a book together.
We
It's
are.
part of our whole life. So we wanted to take the enjoyment on those moments that we actually get me time, that we get to read, that we get to escape into the world of romance and romantasy and share them with you. We figured out pretty quickly when I started giving suggestions to Kate and she started reading, that she is new into the romantasy world, avid reader, but newer following into this water with us where it's
Yeah.
nice and warm and we're welcoming her. So this is a great spot for any of you that are just getting into romance, romantasy, just understanding levels of spice and world building and what all these little terms you see, the FMC or enemy to lover, cinnamon roll, any of those, cinnamon bun. We are going to explain because Caitlin also doesn't know.
I
And so,
don't. No.
as someone that's heavily immersed in it, I'm going to use this time to talk about it and teach her and you along the way. And those of you that are already deeply immersed into the literary culture of our terms, um, you can join in and you can comment and help people learn along the way. This is a space for everyone.
Yes.
I would call myself an avid reader. I read about anywhere from like 105 to 140 books a year. I don't know what that says about me other than all my downtime is reading. I'm past the point of waking up with a hangover. I now just wake up with book overs because I stay up way too late reading instead of sleeping. That's my constant state.
Amazing. Yes, I just thought of something as well. Since this is a
Yeah.
space for everyone, we should identify. I identify our pronouns. I am she, her.
Hmm. I'm also she, her.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
And
Um,
everyone is welcome.
yes, everyone. Yeah, and I love Court. We discovered when we were just kind of like starting to talk about all this, because I'm also a very big reader. I read like kind of everything across the board, and my gateway drug into romance and romantasy. Well, A is Court because she's sending me the recommendations, but B would be romantasy because I'm a big fantasy fan. So then they
Hmm.
kind of get me in the romantasy, and then Court was like, "Oh, well, read these romance books." And today we're talking about like a legit romance book. We're talking. It's called what's the book called?
Wild Card by one of my very favorite authors. She happens to be Canadian as well, Elsie Silver. She's local in the West Coast, just like I am. This is her final book in this series. It's book 4 of the Rose Hill series, but it can be read as a standalone, like Caitlin did.
Yeah.
So again, I've read all of them up to the 4th one. She jumped in on Wild Card, so we'll have different perspectives going into it. But this is the one we want to talk about today.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a fourth one. I didn't get the sense of that reading it. Like I didn't feel coming in with this book that I had missed anything that
Mhm.
that I needed to have to understand what was going on or the world or anything like that. What I did realize when I started reading this one, I was like, I think this may have been my very first full-fledged like romance novel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I've done a lot of
Yay!
romantasy, but not
Yes.
just straight up romance. And I was like, this is just a romance novel. And interestingly, one of the reasons why I haven't is because like I have my degree in English literature from UBC. and also, and I read a lot and everything, but it's kind of because it's been looked down upon, by the world.
Mhm.
Like so many things that women love and enjoy,
Yeah.
they get kind of poo-pooed or told that I don't know, just made out to seem like they're not of the same caliber or quality. And I disagree. I think
I
that's just
fully.
done to disempower us and make us feel small because this book was fantastic. It was well written.
Mhm.
A lot of the romantasy books that we're going to be talking about and stuff as well, they're great. They're well written. Now, not every book is, but not every book
Sure.
it doesn't fall in this category is super well written either.
Well, that's it. No matter where you go in the bookstore, no matter what shelf you pull on, you have a chance of finding something well written or something not. But it's also hard to get a book out there and published. So anyone that manages to do it, amazing.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, you get gems like Elsie
Oh
Silver,
my
who
gosh.
is such a fantastic romance writer. She knows how to walk the line with spice, with romance, with storyline. She's so good at writing it as if it's a standalone, which is why you had no clue, but then if you have come along for the ride and read the other one, she has all these little Easter eggs, nuggets, and callbacks to the other characters that make it that much more enjoyable because you understand the world that you're reading
Right.
it in, but you feel like you can dive in away from it as well.
Which I love because I
Yeah.
tend to I tend to not like to read the same author back to back, no matter what genre
Ah,
I'm in. I like to jump around and then come back to
that's
them.
back.
Um,
Awkward.
yeah. So I love when things can stand alone or you can just read one and you don't feel like you have to read a full set, especially if this set is really long. Like when it's just like anywhere from 3 to 5, that's cool, but once we get more than that, I'm like, you know. Uh,
Most romance will stay in that 3 to 4
yeah.
world. They don't even usually get to 5. It's
Okay.
usually 3 to 4 at the most. But again, what I can't wait to see for your perception because you're just jumping into romance is
I
I
know.
think you're gonna change your tune on that. I think you're gonna read her, and then if you go back and read the first one, you're gonna read it and be like, "Oh, I now wanna read the next one and the next one." Like, that's how they tie you in because the really good romance writers write the side characters in the book with the knowledge that they're already going to do the next story, and it pulls you in. You want to
Love
know
that.
more about these characters, and they tie you in at the end. So I actually think that's going to change for you,
It
and
might.
you're going to dive in to the 4 Rose Hill series books. Um,
Yeah.
and if not, that's also awesome. I tend to go the other way. I tend to find an author and then I just dive in full
Yeah.
throttle and
I love
and
it.
just read them all and get immersed in that author and then pop up for air. I'm like, okay, who am I going to read
Oh my gosh, I love it.
now?
I do that with songs. I will listen to the same song over and over. Like, if I get a
Yes,
new favorite song, it's, like, on repeat, and
yeah.
heaven help anyone who lives with me. Uh, my son is the same way with songs that he loves too. Um,
I'm that
so
with songs. I'm like that with movies and shows. That used to be
oh,
where I'd
yeah.
do it. I'd watch it over and over and over. And now I have that with certain books. Certain books become my comfort books that I will reread and reread and reread because they're
Oh,
just like when I need to come down from a book or have like a
yeah.
break or things stressful, I have that comfort book that I know I love and I can just pop into and read a little bit and I try to read a chapter or two and then I end up reading the whole thing again. So
I love
yeah,
that.
it continues. And there's
Um,
that world's there.
that's so fun. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk about spice.
Yes.
Um, it's officially fall. Court and I are
Mm-hmm.
both fall girlies. We both
Yes.
love pumpkin spice. I mean, I race out for my first pumpkin spice latte on September 1st. And I get
Oh my gosh,
so
I was
excited
late
about
this
it.
year and I was so embarrassed by it. It was like September 5th. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm getting my first pumpkin spice."
How did you
Like,
go
what
that
happened?
long without
I
one?
know. I was away. I was traveling, to
Okay,
be fair. That's
that's
why.
fair.
I was away and catching up and
Yeah.
yes, but I had a moment after. I'm like, "I haven't had a pumpkin spice."
Oh my gosh. I mean, I
I
literally
love
have
it.
pumpkin
It
spice,
makes
like,
it
in
like
my cupboard, and I have it in my coffee right now. Like, I just put them
it's
in there
yeah,
when I can't go get an official pumpkin spice latte. Anyway, um,
I'm there with you.
so that is the first thing I thought of when I heard of, like, spice meters for romance books. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing."
Uh-huh.
And so we decided that we would come up with a meter. We have 1 pumpkin to 5 pumpkins for how spicy a book is. Um, and we both, we have different levels of spice, um, that we enjoy or expect. I I expect spice a little earlier on than I've been exposed to in most romance books so far. Um,
Yes.
this one's
The slow burn is
this
new to Caitlin. This is
this
something I've been introducing to her, a slow burn, which is, for those of you that don't know, when two characters come together, they have chemistry, but the author really slowly builds that tension and the chemistry so that when they finally actually get together, it explodes. But you have to ride it out for quite a few chapters before you get there.
you do. I've noticed it's like at least 50% of the way through the book
Yes.
before things get spicy at
That's
all.
why occasionally when you see one that jumps in, it's like, whoa, where's that?
Totally. Oh
So
my god, that's
unexpected.
so true. It is so true.
Yeah.
I just had that experience with the book we're talking about, I think, like, next week or something. Anyway,
Yes, yes.
um, uh, but this one, it has a slow burn, but again, it's lovely, and okay,
Mhm.
it's Canadian, and I love that. We're both Canadian girls. We're both West Coast
Yes.
Canadian girls. Um, Vancouver's our hometown, and this book, I spend a lot of time
Yes.
in the Vancouver airport, and it starts in the Vancouver airport,
I know,
and
I loved that.
right? Oh my gosh.
So much.
I knew exactly where they were. It just, like, made me feel so cozy and at home and happy,
Yeah,
and I love
yeah, me too.
I don't know, I just love that it's Canadian. I just we don't get a lot of, press up
And
there in the world.
it's good Canadian. It's good
Really
content.
good.
I mean, Kate goes back and forth from the States a lot, that
Mhm.
stuff. I am originally from the East Coast, born and raised, and then I became a transport over here to the West Coast, and now it's part of my soul and who I am. I've had my kids here, and I've been to many, many airports with work and travel, and Vancouver Airport is just something special. It
So
just feels
nice.
like coming home.
It is
It's
the
the
best
best.
airport. It is the best airport in the world.
It is, to me. I mean, to
It
us,
is.
we're obviously biased, but we love
Very
it, and
biased.
they did a great job because of the Olympics when they were here not too long ago, so it really is just a nice.
Yeah.
So if you have a layover in Vancouver, you should enjoy it.
Oh my gosh. If
It'll
you're
be
flying through Vancouver, you should read
fantastic.
this book. I love to theme books to, like, what's going on.
Oh, yes, it's a great airport book.
This is
I
a
mean,
really
you
great
might,
book.
like, not to give too much away, but you might start looking around and seeing if you can notice your passengers a little different.
You might.
You might catch the eye of someone after reading this book,
You might.
with the airport romance.
Um, Speaking of catching eye, court.
Mhm.
Court.
Oh, yes, I know. We didn't oh, wait, but we didn't tell you about our spice rating
I
before we
we're
jump
we're
into our.
gonna do the spice rating right now. Okay, so
Yes.
I mean, my spice rating for this one is a 4. What's
Okay.
yours?
Okay. Yes, I will put it at a 4. I would say 3.5,
I
4.
know, I said 4 and then I was
It's
like, "Am I being a
It's
wimp?"
3.5, 4, which to clarify, right? Okay, but also, as we talked about, we're fall girlies, pumpkin spice girlies. Our birthdays are also in the fall.
They are.
I'm a November baby and I am a Scorpio, and
Yeah.
inherently my spice meter is just a little bit higher.
You can handle a little more spice than me. I'm a Libra. I like it
Yes.
spicy, but I like a little more balance in there.
Yeah, a little more.
Yeah.
I One of my favorite quotes is like, when people say you don't need spice to make a book good, well, you don't need running shoes to run, but it helps. That's why.
I love that. So much. And I have to say, I do think now that you have, like, introduced me to this world,
Mhm.
I think I stand by that statement, like, 110%. I
Oh my gosh,
have
yes.
to say, like, the reading experience is a lot more fun when it's spicy.
Yeah. Yes. A million times more fun.
Just like how
And it makes your day-to-day life more fun
oh,
too. I
it's
mean,
better
trust
with
me,
them.
my husband benefits from spicy books.
110%. I
Yes.
said the
I
same
had a moment today watching my husband work out. He was doing arm lift things. I can't remember what they're called, but he was like pulling up heavy muscle with his arms.
yeah.
And I looked at his forearms, and I happen to think I have a very attractive husband who I love very
You
much.
do.
But his arms, he's still got that summer tan. They were rippled. I was like, oh, this is the forearms they're describing. And these thoughts when they're talking about all their muscle. I'm like, oh, that's it. Covered in sweat. And I almost like, can I take a photo? And he's
Yeah.
like, no. And I'm like, oh. Okay. Because I wanted to post 'cause I'm like, these arms, this is what they're talking about.
Amazing. You're like, "These are Bash's arms."
Yeah, exactly. For anyone that needs a visual, let me help you.
Oh my
One
god.
second.
So, yeah, the lead characters in Wild Card are, Bash and Gwen. Um,
Yes.
Bash is short for Sebastian, but Bash is also a great romance male lead name.
So good. So good. And I have to say, when I read the description of this book, the actual write up for me does not do it. I'm
No,
and
it
where
doesn't.
I actually generally don't find book write ups, book descriptions actually very accurate, and they tend to
Mhm.
turn me off. Then I actually read a book, and I'm like, oh, I actually really love that. I thought this was going to be an age gap romance, which is another trope, Caitlin.
Oh,
Often when they
really?
do someone like 40 with like a 22-year-old, they're going like, and I don't love those. Those aren't my
Okay.
favorite to read, but I understand they have a place and some people really love them.
Yeah.
Um, but reading this and reading the description, I thought that's what this was going to be. And I'm so happy to say it is
I'm
not.
glad it's not too. I don't know that I've
Yeah.
read those before, but I don't think that would be my favorite.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing. And it happens, but this one is definitely not that. It sounds strange because it's the description is a chance meeting brought these two together, and she's basically falls for a guy that turns out is her boyfriend's dad. But that's not really, I mean,
I
that is the
mean,
case, but it's not really
was
what
that
the
the description?
situation is. Yeah, that's part of the description. Like they yeah, that she fall and it's not accurate.
No, it's
It's
not.
it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
Um And it really is just about Bash and Gwen, and that happens to be one of their, stepping
Obstacles.
stones and hurdles and obstacles that they have to get over, thank you. But that's not what this book is. It's, um but anyways, on our spice meter, as of that we've done since we're jumping in, we have our ratings as 1 pumpkin, 2 pumpkins, 3 pumpkins, sassy pumpkin, sexy pumpkin? Is
No, wasn't it
that
gonna
where
be
we got to?
well, it was gonna go up to 5.
That is 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, there you go. You were like 1, 2, 3, ABC. That's why I was like, "Wait,
Yeah, yeah,
wait."
yeah, yeah, because we had the fun. I mean, yes, so 4 is sassy pumpkin and
Yeah,
5 is sexy pumpkin.
yeah.
And 5's like the blow
I
the lid
mean,
off if we get to a 5. That's like
porn.
problem. Yeah. That may be like plucking around the Emily Arras one. I would put that at a 5. That one, you haven't read that yet.
No.
That's a whole other thing that we
Okay.
probably won't end up talking about.
Okay.
But
You're like, "It's too much for you, Kate."
it's too much. It's too much. It's too much for most. It became too much for me, even.
Oh,
I hit a
okay.
wall with that one. I'm like, "Okay, this is enough."
Yeah.
Um, but regardless of that, I say that anything over a 3 a 4 is like when it's uncomfortable to read on a bus.
Yeah.
That's where I'll put it. Like, if
Yeah.
you're gonna feel awkward sitting on a bus, like, with your facial reactions and anyone seeing your rear shoulder, I'll put that out as a 4,
Yeah.
and then 3 is, like, right before that. So I put this as a 3.5 because
Yeah.
there's definitely some pages
I mean, there's some pages that
that
are titillating enough that I don't wanna be on the bus feeling that way.
yeah, there's a spot that I may have, like, slightly curved away from anyone
Yeah.
seeing what it actually said,
Yeah.
but enjoyable. So it's a
Very.
3.5 to 4, yes, in terms of
Yeah.
graphic content and explaining,
You know,
yes.
it's fun. It's fun graphic
It's
content.
fun.
It's a
Yeah,
good
it's
time.
definitely yes.
And I love oh, I can't believe we haven't gone here yet, but hot firefighters.
Ugh, I know, and throw them in a helicopter, come on, who are we kidding?
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It's real. It is
Firefighters are
very
hot.
real.
End of
Oh my
story.
gosh, and they know it. They know it.
But
It's
it's fine because
ridiculous.
'cause they're, like, also just so wonderful. Like, they don't know it in a bad way. I feel
No,
like
they're
they know it in a
heroes.
good
They're
way.
heroes, it's fine, they're allowed to be hot, they're heroes. You have to be fit to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
You have to be able to physically move and lift heavy things, like, you have to
Yeah.
save people from buildings, so it comes along and same with women.
I
Women
also think
firefighters are smoking hot too, they're
yeah.
super jacked and in shape, like, it's just an amazing physique that is required for that job,
Yeah.
and it lends itself well to romance.
It really does. I mean, listen, especially the fact that Bash is a wildfire um, pilot firefighter, and I was like,
Yeah.
"This is incredible." Like, he's just so hot immediately with that being his job, and then he lives in this beautiful
Yes.
house in, like, a gorgeous small town in BC that I can
That he built
totally see that
himself.
he built with his hands. I stop it. And he's
I
such a
know.
nice guy. Is he okay, so
Yes.
Court recently introduced me to the terms, and I don't really know them, but I was reading it as he's kind of a cinnamon bun, right? Or no?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. So Cinnamon Bun is the good guy, the nice guy that's just like into our FMC, which is female main character,
Right.
right from the get-go, all about her, not playing games, not head turning. I mean, he's there's obstacles, obviously, but we as the reader know he is 100% all in on Gwen.
Yeah.
And we know his intentions about her are all from a good
And
place
he's
and a pure
always
place.
kind to her. Like, he's not like, even when
Yes.
he's, like,
Trying to
hurting or,
push
like,
her
push her
away.
away, he's not mean. So I
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely the cinnamon bun heroes, and most of hers are. They can be grumpy. It's also grumpy sunshine. That's another term for it. A different term. Cinnamon bun is like when they're just happy-go-lucky guys. So actually, I'm going to qualify him
Time
a
out,
little bit grumpy
time out.
sunshine.
Grumpy Sunshine, I literally just saw a Care Bear when you said that, and it made me love these books even more.
The
Again.
grumpy sunshine is the guy who is a little bit standoffish, kind of grumpy to everyone else. They're like the guy that like, oh, you don't have a lot of friends, or you're just like everyone ignores him. They know he's got a big heart, but it's just kind of like grumpy, mad at the world kind of thing. But then to the
Oh.
girl, he's a big like teddy bear inside.
Oh,
Grumpy on the
okay.
outside, teddy bear on the inside.
Oh,
So
then
he's
he
a
is
little bit of both, I would say,
yeah,
because he's been hurt.
yeah, he is a Grumpy Sunshine,
He's
but
got
with
guards
some
up.
cinnamon bun in there, for sure.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Yes. Maybe we'll just come up with our own term for them.
no,
He's
I
the
wanna know I wanna know the
yeah.
official I wanna know the terms before I start making up
Yes.
terms.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's a little bit of both, I would say. And
Okay.
he's the perfect male MMC, the male main character. He's the
Yeah.
perfect one. He's got a little bit of everything.
You know what
You
else
get
I
it?
just realized I had this thought?
What?
He is the perfect MMC. Look at me using
Mhm.
the terms, using the
Yeah.
terms. Um, when I was reading this book, and because it's set in Canada and this like sort of like sexy wildfire fighting pilot guy, and it made me
Mhm.
think of when I was recently on the Sunshine Coast and I
Mhm.
was filming an episode of a TV show and I just like went to the pub to grab, a beer and like some food or whatever after my fitting and before work the next day or after work that day. I wouldn't have been drinking if I was working the next day. It must have been like after set. And
To clarify.
to clarify. And I'm sitting there and I was looking around and I was like, there are so many hot guys in this like small town pub bar. And they all look
Right?
like sexy lumberjacks. And I was just like, gosh, it's amazing. It made me
Right?
very
When you
happy. And I was thinking of that, I was thinking of that moment when I was, like, reading this book. I should also say that I am very happily married to a very sexy man, but that
yes.
does not mean that I am not allowed to
We
window
both
shop
did
and
well that way.
appreciate we did. Doesn't mean
Exactly.
that I'm not allowed to window shop and appreciate what's around me, and, yeah,
Yes.
I was appreciating that
100%.
night, and reading this book brought me back there. I was like, "Oh, small Canadian town just filled with hotties." I love it, like,
Oh my gosh,
men
there is a clip, Caitlin, Kate, that and anyone out there that is a romance reader that loves, and some of you will have seen it, but Abby Jimen's another romance writer who I love, who I will introduce you to along our
amazing.
podcast road trip here.
Yeah,
That's not the right term, but
journey, podcast journey.
journey. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a mom. Everything's a road trip. Podcast journey. Driving to the grocery store, it's turned into a road trip now.
Amazing.
With the kind of stuff I need. No, she was doing an interview in Toronto with Indigo, our Canadian big book company here. And she was doing an interview, and the fire alarm went off, and there's an entire room full of like 200 romance readers, average men, and in comes like 8 firefighters. And the
Yes.
whole room is like, woo! and cheering and going, and they're all taking pictures, and they're like, the host is like, "Oh, guys, meet Abby Gibbons." Like, it was the most perfect setup for romance readers. It's
So
hilarious and
good.
truly happened. And it's an amazing clip that everyone should go and watch of what happens when a group of firemen walk into a room of romance readers.
You know, they're
It was
those firefighters are lucky they made it out alive. Um,
it's true.
yeah.
Which then brings us to our current favorite firefighter, Bash.
Yes.
Bash.
Um,
It's such a good one.
it was so good. I really loved it. I loved how strong and, kind of sure of herself Gwen was, and I found myself realizing I was like,
Yes.
I need to use more meditation techniques and, like, yoga techniques when I'm going through it for a minute in life. She was so good at, like, stopping and grounding herself, and I liked how she talked about herself.
Yeah.
I like how she stood up for herself. I
Yes.
loved the body positivity in this book.
Yes.
I think
Yes. She is someone that has been through it and has obviously had therapy and is able to recognize her worth and stay in that and stay in her job. She's a yoga instructor, something that her father had looked down on her and other people had put her down for. And she had found the strength to enjoy it, to be proud of it, and to live her true self, which is her passion, which was using yoga as her profession and the body positivity that needs to come with that. She's a curvy girl and had taken the time to love her curves and everything about herself, um, which is amazing and is beautiful. And she has every right to. And we all know that it's similar, kind of what we were talking about with romance and romantasy. Like you stayed away from it because it's one of those things that's talked down upon. And it's like, why? It's something that literally brings joy and is fun and an escape. Like, if people wanna get mad about that or talk about it, like, that's your problem, and that's ridiculous. Like, anything that makes you happy and brings you joy in this world, like, grab onto it. This is life. It's only so
absolutely.
long. This is what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And so it's part of what I want to celebrate. And I feel like Gwen really does celebrate that and is able to stand in her own power
Yeah.
and not let herself get walked over with her people pleasing tendencies that she's worked hard to absolve herself of, which I
Yeah.
really, really love.
I thought it was great. I don't know. I found it as I read it, I was empowered by her strength and like her journey, and I felt more empowered in my own body with how comfortable she was in hers, but
Yeah.
also being honest about like that wasn't always the case for her, which
Yeah.
is true for most of us as women, unfortunately.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh. And Kate and I fall into that time period that it was the Friends and Ally McBeal and the women on TV that we grew up with and what was
Mhm.
considered fat and not fit was the extreme versions.
Yeah.
And so I know, like, growing up that was definitely a big part of my self, image in high
Oh
school,
yeah.
and the importance of being skinny was huge, and I'm so glad to see the change that's happening now,
Yes.
the way that women are, expressing themselves with their clothes and their body, and that is going away in the right direction. It's still
Yeah.
not perfect. We
No.
all obviously have issues from time to time, but I'm so happy to see books like this that can be someone. She's 27 years old.
Mhm.
She's got the wisdom like she's 40 and the confidence as if
Yeah.
she's a much older soul. And I
Yeah.
just love it.
I love it,
That's
and I
what she
I
put out
actually
there.
thought there was, the intro of the book, like, before the book starts, there was a bit of a
Mhm.
disclaimer about some of the stuff, the talk about body and everything. I thought that was really great too. Very sensitive, and, I don't know, I just thought it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I also loved how it ended. I loved the ending, and, so if you haven't read the book yet, stop here. We're gonna spend a couple
Yes.
minutes talking about the end before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
1,
For the spoilers.
2, 3. Here we go into spoilers. Okay, I love that they wound up together. I love that
Yeah.
Chip was
Which
totally cool.
always happens, by the way.
Good.
The guaranteed happy ending is also a term. Like, guaranteed happy ending is written with a lot of books. It's that you're gonna get there by the end of it.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that
Yeah.
in my
Again,
entertainment.
it's safe. It's your safe place to escape.
Right?
That's what I love about it. You're in safe hands. Come
Steve
in. The
hands.
water's fine. We'll keep you
Fine.
nice and comfortable. Yeah.
So great. And I loved that they showed us, like, a year later and 2 years later.
Oh, yes, the
And
epilogues. I love me an epilogue. I really
I
dislike if
know.
an author doesn't give you a good epilogue, and Elsie Silver is fantastic at this, at jumping ahead and giving you
Yeah.
the wrap-ups.
I need an
So good,
epilogue.
and their little family, we
Right?
needed to see
I
Bash as a
needed to know
dad
there was
for the
a
full.
baby coming.
Yes.
I need that. I love an epilogue. I love a happy ending. I love an epilogue. Like, if I enjoyed the book, I wanna spend more time with these people just, like, in the mundane
Yes.
happiness of their lives with no drama going on.
Yes, and that's the balance, right, of the slow burn. Like, it needs to be a slow burn, but once we're in, we also need enough time of the happy ending.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can feel like you just get to them finally together, and then you're out, and you're like, "Wait, I need to know
Yeah. Wait, I
what
wanna enjoy
happened. What's
this.
their next day like? What's" Yeah, I need time with these characters to enjoy their love
Yeah.
story. And she's really good at that
Yeah.
and balancing.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
book was fantastic. It had me wanting to move to a small town and live on a log cabin on a lake, which is not me. I'm a city
Yes.
girl,
Same, same,
but,
same.
like,
Yes.
reading this book, I was like, "That's it. We're off. We're moving
Yeah.
to a log cabin, middle of
We've got our
nowhere,
goal.
and we're just gonna have hot sex all the time."
All the time, and the kids will just be somewhere else. We'll have someone that comes and takes them and has no problem watching them for 2 days, and they don't complain or have any
Yeah,
separation anxiety.
it's what
They
grandma and
just go.
grandpa are for.
Although I will say one thing I love about an epilogue too, like with books like this that remind me of, is you read through, they get through the love story, they get to the real life, and the epilogue, what I like to remind myself is always like the moments I'm currently living. I am in my own epilogue of my love story. I
Yeah.
am married. We have our kids. It's our day today. These moments, this joy, the kids discovering new things, playing, the things that sometimes can feel like they get in the way, it's a good reminder of like, "Oh, no, wait, this was the endpoint. This was the
Yeah.
destination. This is the journey we're trying to get to. Everything else is the extra and the
Yeah.
noise. This time, this family time, this space we're holding, this is what we're trying to get to and what people are able to write about so much." And it's always a good reminder for me for that. Like,
I love that.
that's the part. Yeah.
I really love that. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap
Yeah.
this one up. This is Wildcard by Elsie Silver. Read it. Don't worry if you haven't
Yes.
read any of her other books, you do not need to. Um, this is a great read. I literally just finished it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Um, and she's
Highly
Canadian.
recommend.
And then
Yeah.
you can read more
Can't
and
go
more
wrong.
and more of her books if you love it too. So give it a read. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
If you're a big Elsie fan already, let us know your favorite of her books because I guess she has quite a few of them, which is pretty.
Oh, Caitlin. Kate, wait till we get you into the Cowboys. You don't even
Oh,
know yet. You haven't
oh,
even gone into her cowboy romances yet.
woo. I'm glad I
Just
started
you
with a
wait.
firefighter though, because they really are my
Yeah,
favorite,
yeah.
sexy male figure in the world. Um,
Well, we'll challenge that. We'll see if that stays the same for Kate over the next.
over the next while. I like it. I like it. I'm excited by that.
Yeah.
All
Mhm.
right. That's it for this episode of Kate and Court's Cozy Corner Romance Readers. Tune in next
Mhm.
time. We will be talking about Bride, I think.
Yes. I think it'll be Bride
I
next.
think
It'll be a book. It'll be a book. We'll be
it'll be a
talking
book
about a
and
book.
it'll be Romance or Romantasy.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye.